and welcome to my channel. I'm Emerald Magnolia, and I decided to turn Newcrest into the medieval world of my dreams. In case you know nothing about me, I really enjoy medieval type builds and medieval worlds with some fantasy aspects sprinkled in. So because EA won't give us a medieval type world with an expansion or game pack, horses, I decided to make my own. And yes, I know that EA has a medieval type castle kit coming out, but those are not nearly enough to fill up an entire room, let alone a house. So with the power of get together, cats and dogs, vampires, werewolves, and occasionally get famous in the base game, I will be essentially creating a stuff pack for you guys for free. These builds will all be posted on the gallery under my ID at Emerald Magnolia. And as I said before, these builds are going into Newcrest, which is an empty base game world for those of you who don't know. These first builds I did were houses, one a starter home and the other a rank up from that. Both are affordable, but they look run down, as will all of the builds. They are located in the back of the world at Oak Alcove and Comfy Covey. I kept the first lot under 20,000 simoleons at 17,486, which makes it the starter home. This one is one bed, one bathroom, and it is very small and cramped, much like how people would live back then. I didn't really put any skill building items in it, but I figured players can get those with whatever funds their Sims has left. I also tried to make these houses neutral so any kind of Sim could move in as long as they fit with the time. Also, I know the bathrooms are not 100% accurate for the time because of the toilet and the sink and all the other stuff, but honestly, it fits the home well, so I'm not that upset about it. The second lot I kept under 45,000 simoleons since I had to build an upstairs and downstairs, and it ended up being 39,763 simoleons. So your Sim is supposed to be incentivized to move from the starter to the next home, which is more spacious and has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. I figured by the time a Sim gets into the second house, they would be married and starting a family. I put an easel and some planter boxes and seeds, because that was the primary way of making money back then. You either farmed, painted for the church, were a worker of the church, or you were in the military, which was run by the church. You cannot escape the church. Speaking of which, the next video of medieval Newcrest will be a church/graveyard combo lot, because I can't just leave the church for last since it was extremely influential in those times. It's practically begging to get made. Anyway, I used a ton of debug landscaping for both lots because that mode had a specific set of trees I really liked. It looked really foresty in the end, which is absolutely perfect for a medieval themed world. Make sure to turn on the cheat bb.move objects, by the way, when you place the lots. The trees go completely off the grid lines sometimes. All of these lots are going to have the off the grid lot challenge for obvious reasons. I believe it's a base game challenge, so it should work for all of you. In the second house, I forgot to put a table to eat at, so I put it in after I stopped recording. It's very cramped inside now, though. I had to change out the rug also, because I didn't know anybody that has a rug under their dining table. I'm thinking once I'm done with Newcrest Medieval World, I want to move on to make a different world as a different era. Let me know what you think would be fun to do in the comments below. Or let me know if I should send out a poll in a video when I actually finish the world. By the way, if I ever use custom content for my builds or my Sims, you can find the same CC on my Pinterest, link in the description. I update my Pinterest from time to time as well. It should say when I last updated it in the description of the board. I tend to be pretty picky about the custom content I put in my game, and I really like to organize my mods folder so I know basically where I get everything from. Back to the build, however, I loved making these, and I even worked on them a little bit more off camera, like dirtying them up and other stuff like that. Like I've said before, I love medieval things, and I truly think The Sims could do with more medieval type builds and worlds. Yes, we have Windenburg and The Sims Medieval, but 1, it's not the same, and 2, I don't have money to pay for The Sims Medieval, EA. Do they even sell The Sims Medieval anymore? Please let me know, because I would buy it anyway. But anyway, medieval things are absolutely beautiful, and I love the architecture. Replicating the architecture is one of my favorite favorite things to do in The Sims, especially because, as far as I know, they slightly resemble Tudor-style homes. Medieval European architecture is absolutely beautiful, and it inspires me so very much. I honestly would travel there just to look at the buildings if I had the money. It's strange to think about because Europe and the Middle East basically had documented history before the United States even did, because people didn't even know the land existed. They knew the area of modern-day Canada existed, but nothing lower than that. High school history failed me, man. A lot of these builds may not be accurate to what the buildings actually looked like back then, but you get the idea. Stone and wood paneling, lots of wood interior due to trees being cut down, sanitation was out of the question. Good stuff. By the way, I tried to make it look like the houses were made and carved into the surrounding forest, so the neighbors were a bit harder to see and get to. Of course, in The Sims 4, that is not the case. Yay for loading screens. Anyway, it's the end of the video now, but don't go anywhere. I show off my builds at the end, so keep watching. I'm contradicting myself. Wow, okay. Make sure to stick around and subscribe if you like this type of stuff like me. This is going to be somewhat of a build series, and it's going to go into a playlist with other builds as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!